Hello, welcome to the Redbrick Sport podcast. This week I'm joined by Harry, Nathan, Nancy, Nicola and Alex and that annoying sound from the hallway. Let's start first with Manchester City and Liverpool, who drew 1-1 on Sunday afternoon. This really could have been a much higher scoring game, and Lallana had a chance to score one of the goals of the season, and City should have had probably 2 penalties in the same move. Did anyone watch this? Did you think it was a fair result for either side, or should one of them have nicked it?
One of them probably should have nicked it. Like both sides will reckon they should have won, but I reckon Liverpool will be happier with the draw, obviously, especially with Arsenal losing.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest question coming out of this game is, did Roberto Firmino prematurely celebrate against Manchester City? When Lallana really should have tapped in that goal. Thoughts, please? He does a slide towards the away end with his arms out.
He was celebrating.
Yeah.
I remember spotting it. I thought he was standing up because you could only see like the top half, and he was just there like that. But then later I saw he actually did the slide as well.
Yeah. Does anyone disagree?
I've seen a lot of Liverpool fans on Twitter saying that he was because he had his arms sort of held up. I saw a lot of Liverpool fans saying that just wasn't him celebrating. He was just he was anticipating it, but he hadn't already started celebrating. But yeah, I think he probably was celebrating.
Anyway, it's not his fault that Lallana missed. Yeah.
It's quite funny, really.
He does have a habit of celebrating before he's actually scored.
Palace.
Yeah, that chip where he took his shirt off before the ball even crossed the line, so technically that shouldn't have been a goal. There you go. Who am I to deny that? So City should have had 2 penalties, one for a pretty blatant shove on Aguero, the other from Milner tackling Sterling from behind on the line. When I say tackling, more just taking him out on the line, preventing him from tapping in the cross. What do we think about these decisions from the referee?
I mean, the one on who did you say it was? On Sterling, no, I remember that. I mean, that's a penalty. You can see it's actually affecting him scoring, I think. He's taken him from behind, from his leg, so it's like there's no way he wasn't going to score that. But the other one, you talking about Aguero, I don't remember that. I don't know which one you're actually referring to. But I think it was just a difficult game to referee, to be honest. It was so fast. The tempo was actually ridiculous. I mean, I can't think there's any ref who could have ref that any better. Yeah, okay, you missed a couple of penalties, but you've got to ask questions of the linesman as well in that situation. I think Michael Oliver did a fine job for most of the game, to be honest.
So that result leaves Man City 3rd and Liverpool 4th. Do you think Liverpool are going to maintain top 4?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. We called it a few months ago, even when they were second. For some reason, I think a lot of us on the podcast said we just don't think they're going to get top 4. I don't even know what it is. I know they're defensively frail, but that's not necessarily the reason. I mean, they're the only team to have played all the top teams now. They've only got the smaller teams left, but we've seen other teams to struggle more against them, and I can still see them slipping out.
Well, if United win their games and then they go above them anyway.
Yeah. The only counterpoint I'd raise to that is how good Liverpool's defensive performance was in this game. I think they rode a lot of pressure from City for large parts of the game. And came out fairly well to only concede 1 goal. I think it was a much improved defensive performance.
I think there's maybe a space being voluntarily vacated by Arsenal now. I think if their defence is... I mean, they score enough goals to be in the top 4. Just it's been a case of them conceding in situations in games where they shouldn't. If they can perform defensively, they probably will get top 4. But yeah, I don't see it lasting the rest of the season.
Okay. You mentioned Arsenal, so let's move on to them, Alex. You went to this game at the Hawthorns. Can you tell us your thoughts about it?
I don't really know what I should have expected. I mean, out of the last 6 games, we've lost 4. It's probably one of the worst runs that Wenger's had at the club. And just in the game itself, I mean, it was almost like we didn't account for what West Brom do. So before that game, I think they scored 12 goals from set pieces. Marking zonally at corners is not going to work against, especially when Arsenal don't really have that many players who are competent aerially. It was quite sort of obvious that was going to happen. It was just a bit of a. I mean, we had 77% possession, but at the same time, I didn't see a moment in the match where I was really inspired by anything they'd done. They looked very static. They ran out of ideas. Welbeck and Walcott didn't get a touch really. Just a really, really disappointing game, and I can see why fans are now getting really angry about the situation. I feel like Wenger's lost the players, to be honest.
It was the manner of the goals, wasn't it? It was just everyone knows.
They were just coming. You could just see them. The first corner they got for West Brom, I was just I said that's a goal. Yeah, and then it went in, and it's just I just don't understand Hal Robson, Carney's goal as well. Just maybe you can't prevent that, but it's still
there's no one you could say that it was his fault.
No, but at the same time, it's just
someone should have dealt with it.
Yeah. Someone should have just stepped in and got rid.
Yeah.
But just West Brom. I mean, we made Alan Neon look world class in the first half, which should never happen. Just a really poor performance. And West Brom, to be fair to them, played their game. They played their game plan to the letter and did well for it.
Yeah. What did you make of Jake Livermore
in the game?
Yeah.
I think, I didn't really notice him, which perhaps suggests he did quite a good job. I mean, obviously, like I said, West Brom only had 23% possession. So they honestly didn't play that many passes. A lot of their touches were punts down the wing, leaving Bellerin and Monreal exposed. So, to be honest with you, I mean, he didn't really stand out. But yeah.
Okay, do you think he justifies his England call-up?
Maybe. I mean, they're an 8th place team in the Premier League, so if you look at it, I mean, obviously West Brom get treated by a lot of people, including myself, as quite an irrelevant football club. And I think that to some extent they still are, whether they're 8th in the Premier League or not. I don't really think he should be in the England squad. I mean, if you compare who's not getting in the Spain squad, who's not getting in the Germany squad, it's quite upsetting that such an average Premier League player makes his way into the squad.
Yeah. Arsene Wenger then, what's going to happen? I mean, you mentioned that he's lost the players, but interestingly, Giroud came out and publicly backed him to sign a new contract. So what do we think?
He has done. There's rumours circulating. Although until the Oracle says anything, I'm not believing it. But apparently he's signed a 2-year contract.
Okay. If that is true, what's your reaction to that, Alex?
Well, some expletives. I love the man. I love what he's brought to Arsenal. But a lot of the people are saying, thanks for the memories, but it's time to go. And that is slowly, not out of choice, just out of necessity, becoming my reaction to it. I can't, the success he's brought, fair enough. And the things he's done for the club to elevate them status-wise is brilliant. But after watching that on Saturday, I was probably at one of my lowest points watching Arsenal. It's happened so many times, it's almost become reinforced in my brain that he has to go for change. And whether or not he's the problem, I feel like you've almost got to do some sort of controlled test. So if another manager comes in and the board seem to be, so say Allegri comes in and we get the same sort of results and the same sort of things happening, then maybe we can see it as something structurally wrong with the club rather than the managers themselves. But until then, it's all up in the air. You don't really know.
Yeah, so Allegri you mentioned. Is he the man you want for the Arsenal job?
I think realistically, yeah. Because I don't really think we... I mean, there's the rumour of Simeone. But
The Dortmund one's coming in the last few days.
yeah, Tuchel, yeah. I mean, his methods have seemed to work well at Dortmund. He hasn't really. I mean, he has sort of he challenged Bayern a little bit last season, not extensively. They've been struggling in the league until of late. I'm not really sure. I mean, yeah, he'd be like a very sort of inspiring manager, but it's almost like we don't really have a choice. Allegri would be pretty decent. I think he'd bring quite a lot of stability, but success at the same time to Arsenal. And he's managed a Champions League final with a very good side, but they weren't even, in my opinion, in the top 4 sides in the competition. So, and he still got to the final. Yeah, I think Allegri would be the one to give a try to at the moment.
Let's move on to Manchester United. Nathan, you managed a 3-1 win away at Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
Do you want to give us your thoughts on this game?
Well, unfortunately, I have to admit I missed most of the game, considering I was strongly hungover and woke up at 1:30, so I caught the last 20 minutes. But I've seen the highlights since, and it looked generally like a routine performance until they scored, at which point we had 7 or 8 players behind the ball at all times with a 8-1-1 formation of some form, and literally just he pulled the centre backs on, trying to stop Kisted, and we saw it out with a lucky last goal, so it was fine. 3 points, that's all important. You can see his reaction, Mourinho's reaction at the end. It's just an important 3 points.
It's nice to see Ashley Young get an assist.
Ashley Young to the lady, that really was
reminiscent of the John Carew days. Brought back some memories.
Was he playing left back?
Young.
Yeah. That is so wrong.
He's such a top player, Ashley Young. He's got he doesn't care. He just wants to sort of play.
Yeah.
He's got no ego, does he?
Yeah.
It seems.
He just seemed like a good member of the dressing room, really.
Yeah. Grounded.
He should come back to
I just find it so surprising that if you think about what he is, remove that he's Ashley Young from the equation.
Yeah.
He's a right-footed winger who's quite weak, playing left back in a decent team. I just my head can't really work it out, but somehow it works. So that's fine.
It's because he's got the head. He's quite a smart bloke.
Yeah.
He's hard working.
Oh, he's very hard.
So,
Yeah.
And he's got a killer cross on him. So.
And a diving gold medal.
Aha.
He stopped. He's sort of lost that reputation.
Yeah. Jose Mourinho neglected to shake Steve Agnew's hand at the end. Did you see that, Nathan?
I saw him walk off with a
Yes.
celebration, but he always walks out
Yeah,
early.
he walks out the 88th minute.
But he normally tries to shake the hand. Sometimes they do, but I think we scored a last-minute goal. Emotions took over. He celebrated a bit wildly, walked off. I don't think there's anything in that particularly. Although I know he's not happy with Middlesbrough because they sacked his friend. So
Yeah.
That probably is why, isn't it? Yeah.
Do you think it's slightly hypocritical of Mourinho to do this, having earlier in the season had to go at Conte for celebrating?
Yeah, but that's exactly what Mourinho's like. So I mean,
One rule
I can't
for him.
it really is one rule for him. I think I'm not going to justify his actions. He's not a saint, but he cares about winning, and that's literally the be all and end all for him. So
Yeah.
as a fan, that is what you want because you just want to win games, and at the end of the day, that's what you want as a football fan.
Yeah. Do you think that you will break into the top 4 at the end of the season?
I do. But at the same time, if we're going to prioritise Europa, and we've got a lot of games in April and May, we have a huge backlash. And at the end of the season, I've seen now the Southampton and City games would be rearranged. So 4 of our last 6 games are City, Spurs, Arsenal and Southampton away.
Yeah.
So quite a tough end to the season. But I still do think we'll get top 4. That could be just me being optimistic. At the end of the day, it doesn't actually matter if we get Europa League. I don't really mind where we finish in the league, but obviously that's a risk. So
Yeah. Okay, we'll take a break and we'll come back and discuss some more Premier League action. Tottenham won 2-1 home to Southampton. In the absence of Harry Kane, it was Christian Eriksen and Dele Alli who stepped up. Nancy, your beloved Southampton came close in this game, and James Ward-Prowse scored and has an England call-up. So, do you want to tell us your thoughts on A, his England call-up, and B, Southampton's performance in this game?
Well, I'm thrilled with his England call-up because, I think he's one of the best, dead ball corner takers, whatever, in the league probably. And it's only since the cup final that I feel like a lot of people have woken up to it. And I think he's the sort of mature, responsible player that you can really invest in as a fan.
Yeah.
He's only 22, 20, might still be 21, I don't know. But he's been captain the under-21s for ages, so it seems like a fairly logical move to give him a call-up now, when it's not really a crucial time in terms of the friendlies. So, and then cap it off with a goal. It's pretty good this week. I think the performance itself was kind of a case of us not making a bigger team pay again. Same kind of with the cup final, but dodgy refereeing decisions there and stuff. But we always seem to test the good teams or the bigger teams, but for about 70 minutes, and then it's not necessarily the last portion of the game we lose it, but it's we can only concentrate for so long. So.
Yeah. Claude Puel, in his post-game press conference, normally you can barely even hear him. And it's like the microphone at St Mary's is broken. But this time he went on a bit of a rant about refereeing decisions. I think it was a foul on Dusan Tadic, which should have been a penalty. Am I correct in that? Yeah, so Southampton came close and definitely could have got some points from that. But how are Tottenham going to fare without Harry Kane, who's out for 4 to 6 weeks, I'm told?
I hope they lose every single game. And then Daniel Levy leaves. And then they become the Leeds United.
Would that be nominative determinism?
Yeah, it would, yeah. Very nice, yeah. Yeah, that's what I hope happens. And then they lose all their investments. The new stadium gets knocked down. And they
All
end
because
up...
Harry Kane.
Yeah, they become Leeds United. They lose all the players. End up in League One. I was telling everyone they're a big team in League One. They're not really anymore. And then, yeah. That, please.
Arsenal fan meltdown, eh?
That's what's happening.
I can't support that as well. I don't like Spurs.
Spurs,
They're
they're
really
just...
jammy.
I thought they were going to drop points this weekend, I'll be honest. I thought that Southampton were one of those teams that are not nice teams to play against, some really good, tricky players. And you look quite decent in the game, and even without Kane, and with the fact that you're playing a good team, they still managed to find a way to win. And sometimes they look really stylish when they play as well. I feel, as a neutral, sort of when I watch Spurs, I really enjoy it. I think they're a great team, and I don't really mind them being where they are.
They play really good football, but
I understand you not liking them.
It's not even that I hate the club and the thing as an institution.
Is it Dele Alli's?
Honestly, Dele Alli is about 60% of why I don't like Spurs. I just don't really get it.
I can see that.
He's just an annoying little guy, isn't he? He's just there and he's just just go away, mate, shut up. You're not really any good. He is. The thing is that history is going to show him as one of the best midfielders in the Premier League if he carries on at this rate. Yeah. Which is just wrong. He's just not.
Well, he is.
He's not though.
He really
is. Just isn't. Honestly,
he is that good.
You put him in a 3-man midfield in any other team in the Premier League, he would not have half the performance.
He has 14 Premier League goals.
I don't care. So does Jermaine Defoe.
More than Aguero. More than
14.
Hazard. So, are you saying he's bad?
Yeah.
To be fair, Walcott's got quite a few goals, and that it doesn't really mean anything. But at the same time, I think Alex got more assists as well, and he always contributes to the team.
I just don't get it. When I watch him,
an attitude thing, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't like the way he carries himself on the pitch, Ali.
He thinks he's world class already. That's what annoys me about him. It's 3 years ago you were playing for MK Dons, mate. Don't get too ahead of yourself.
But
it all crash and
don't you like that he has that certain arrogance about him that a lot of England players currently are lacking, especially after our Euros performance?
I would like it if he turned up for England in the Euros, for example, but he didn't. So
no one did.
But the thing is, if you're counting him as an exception to the rule of English players' attitudes, he kind of goes in line with it when it really counts. So well, where's the?
He's still young, like he can still.
Yeah, I know. I'm being very harsh to him here. I understand, but it's just a personal dislike. It's not rational. It's just
Arsenal fan.
yeah, but it's not an Arsenal. No, I'd hate him if I was like a Liverpool fan. Just the handshakes and everything as well. It's just I can't get behind Dele Alli. I'm sorry.
Do you hate Arsenal ladies player Steph Curry? Because he does a lot of celebrations like that.
That's such an in joke. That's like the most in joke in the world.
Well, our dear listeners will have to work out what on earth that means.
Sent a message to the group as that.
Yeah, if you don't understand that joke, listener,
Singular.
if you go on Facebook, type in Bradley West, and send him a message request with a message saying, "Who does Steph Curry play for?" And you'll get your answer. Right, so Spurs are second at the moment, and 10 points off Chelsea, which is just depressing. But do you think, even without Kane, they can maintain second place?
Yeah, they've got a very nice running. I'm just looking at all the fixtures.
Well, they've got a good fixture list.
Yeah, Burnley, Swansea, Watford, Bournemouth.
Wow.
Palace, Arsenal at home.
So
Was that on the last day?
No, that's still in
April
April, so going to May now. West Ham, United, Hull.
I might resign from Twitter for a bit and everything.
St Totteringham's Day. No more.
No, something's going to happen there. And then, we'll beat them in the FA Cup final. That's our chance, and then we'll still have that as our moment of redemption.
I'd love an Arsenal Spurs final. Great.
That would be fantastic.
I'd like Spurs to beat Arsenal 4-0.
You're a sympathiser. Are you weird?
Only because Arsenal beat Liverpool now. I'd like Arsenal to know how that feels.
I know how it feels. We've just come off the back of a 5-1 against Bayern Munich.
I know, but against Spurs in the FA Cup final, that'd be bad.
Yeah.
That would be like battle on par with how Villa felt.
Wenger would have to go if that happened. Yeah. I mean, there's just no way he could stay with any sort of respect for himself. Yeah.
He still probably would.
The thing is, he would, and that says it all about Wenger. I think it's just.
Well, I've heard some people compared it to he's like an uncle who won't leave a party.
Yeah.
It's like imagine like an uncle who's set up this amazing party. So he's got a right to be there.
Yeah.
But it's just go, please leave us.
He's overstayed as well.
Yeah, that's it. But he still has a right to stay because it's his party.
Yeah.
So yeah.
A bit like Tony Blair in 2007, really. That is
Okay.
entirely it. Great analogy.
Before this descends into politics, let's talk about Chelsea, who, let's just say it, they've wrapped up the title.
Congratulations.
Well done. Can't see anyone catching them. So, rather than talking about this game, which was a fairly routine, ground-out result for Conte's side, I want to talk about them generally. And someone tell me why they've been quite so good this season and whether they're going to be able to continue that success next season in both the league and in Europe.
I can see them doing really well in Europe. I can see them getting to the semi-finals of the Champions League. I think there'll be an element of second season syndrome, but it depends who he brings in. So say if he brings in Bonucci, for example, they'll almost be the main contenders again to win the title, I'd say. It's hard to tell.
There's no weakness in the team. It's just
there's potential
backups.
for weakness.
Yeah, exactly. It's just providing backups for
I think there's a lot of frailty there, though. A lot of bad players who had good seasons. A lot of bad players. Alonso, Moses. Cahill's not great.
Pedro.
Cahill's not really. I mean, he has won titles at Chelsea, but
Pedro.
Yeah, Pedro, David Luiz. That, the house of cards could all come crashing down, and that's I don't think it will, because I think he's got them playing a system that they can utilise very well. But there's potential.
But they will
for
make
it,
signings.
I know. Yeah, but
I think on top of that, I do think the other teams at the top of the league will improve, and we say it every year that they'll improve and make signings. And you do have to believe that City, United will come strong again. But Chelsea have been ruthless, and Spurs of course, but Chelsea really have been ruthless this season, whilst the others have dropped points. So many draws, where Chelsea have just taken, no messing about.
Yeah.
What do you reckon it'll take Everton to come into this fold?
It's just not going to happen. Look, if Lukaku leaves, it's not happening. Without Lukaku,
what are they missing? What's the difference between them and
money?
No, I mean as a team, individual.
As
keeper. And...
Yeah, I mean Joel Robles. Joel Robles is he's just not. I mean, he's not good, is he? Really? If he was playing for Brighton, or someone worse than Brighton, if he was playing for if he's still playing for Wigan, no one would really be that surprised. And I think that says a lot about him.
But I think they've got a lot of the rest of the team is pretty decent. If you compare.
It is good defence though.
Oh, they're all
they're good defence. I know what you mean, but you just I don't know.
Gay.
They've got a good team, and I like the youngsters as well coming through. Luckman, Davis. They've got a good team, but there's still a big gap between the top six and Everton. Even though it closed down the points, I think for them to really
on their young players. Calvert-Lewin scored in the 9th minute, and
Great.
Nicola, I know you're a massive fan of.
Yeah, we had him on loan last season.
Yes, at Northampton.
From September to December, and then Sheffield took him back.
So what did you think of him as a player at Northampton?
He did very well for us. Obviously, he's just had his birthday this week, so he's 18 when he played for us, and scored in all the Capital One Cup matches, and just very promising. This was obviously back in League Two, but that's why Sheffield took him back, and then he stayed there, played a few games, then Everton got him. So.
Yeah. The thing about Everton is that Lukaku is going to leave at some point. And I think all of their success hinges on who they replace him with. They've got great young players, solid defenders. Idris Gueye is brilliant, but it all hinges on him.
I reckon they could replace him with Benteke. The thing is, because at the moment Everton, they build their team around Lukaku, and the reason Benteke was so good at Villa is because Villa built their team around him. The whole style play was set around him.
Should you aspire to be Paul Lambert's Villa, though? Really?
No.
Going to inspire
I'm saying
League?
Everton could be a better version of that.
What?
In
Finish
terms of-
8th?
No, I mean in terms of the players and how they
I know what you're trying to say, but Benteke is nowhere near.
I'm not saying he's going to replace Lukaku. There was a time where Benteke and Lukaku they were on par.
The same. Yeah,
but obviously Benteke leaving Villa, who knew would ruin not ruin his career, but certainly made it decline.
I think they should just get the ass back from Hull. That's the one.
It's a great man. Give him a squad number.
Put Ross
And
Barker
a
up front.
Works on FIFA, as we found
FIFA.
out. So maybe that would be the Thierry Henry transformation. It inspires them to 8 league titles in 7 years.
Play 3 cams and then go strike.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just wrap up the other Premier League results. So Crystal Palace won 1-0 at home to Watford, which is a pretty big win for them. Sunderland Burnley drew 0-0 in what must be one of the most disappointing games of all time.
Clean sheet.
Yes, West Ham lost at home to Leicester. Now won 4 straight, I think, and on their way to a Champions League title. Bournemouth won 2-0 at home to Swansea. Bad news for Swansea. And that's it from the Premier League. We'll take another break, and then Nicola will wrap up the lower leagues for us. Right, Nicola, can you please tell us why Solihull Moors were behaving so badly?
Well, they won the game 4-1, which is good for them. They normally just sneak a 1 or 2-0. But their player called Naughty Naughty scored in the 90th minute their 4th goal. So they've moved up to 14th again on 48 points.
Excellent.
Yeah. In League One, Coventry lost again. It was an away defeat this time at MK Dons. They're 17 points adrift of safety, basically going down.
Motion push or anything.
And then Walsall did the opposite to how they did last week, where they came back and won. This week they were leading 2-0 at half time and lost 3-2, thanks to Southend scorers Antoine Ferdinand, now a Ranger.
Wow.
Yep. And then Championship, Harry, you can
Oh.
Villa if you want.
Well, yeah, Villa beat Wigan 2-0. Oh yeah, Dan supports Wigan.
Yeah.
Haha.
Ah,
Forgot about that.
Why does he do that? He's from Surrey.
Oh, wow. Yes.
for the pies.
So Villa are 12th, 51 points. Birmingham drew at home, Newcastle. So they're 18th on 45 points. And Wolves won away at Fulham, which is actually a good result for them. So they're now moved up to 16th on 50 points. 45 points. Can't read. 45 points.
All right. Brilliant. That's the end of what is the last podcast for a while, because it's the end of our term. Thanks to all my guests, and I hope everyone has a great day on this, the second best day of the year. It's Antoine Griezmann's birthday.
Oh, goodness.